Hey guys, welcome to Mentor District. I'm Molis,
I'm Rafa.
and we have a special guest.
Hello, I'm Lizzie Lopez.
So Lizzie, well, first of all, Rafa, welcome back. We missed you last week.
Yeah.
We were with estuvimos con Chuy, ¿cómo se llama? Café La Primera Taza. You guys can look that up. That interview was pretty awesome.
I saw it. It was good. You guys did a good job.
Dude, we missed you because you're the coffee guy. He was
right?
Yeah, he was asking me questions about coffee. I don't even drink coffee, so. And Rafa,
It's funny because I saw it on YouTube and Molly's is like, I don't drink coffee. I don't like coffee.
You did a coffee?
Lizzie, I was gonna ask you. You drink coffee, but there's a cup here, so.
It's my second one. I'm a little bit wired, but you know.
Are you a coffee person every morning?
Every morning.
Every morning?
I must have coffee every morning.
You must not follow her, huh?
You don't follow
I
me.
I do. I followed you, but I haven't seen you post anything with coffee.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you like carajillos? Have you ever heard of a carajillo before?
No, what is that?
It's a shot of espresso with a shot of licor 43. And you have it over ice. Normally, it's an afternoon drink.
Oh, okay.
Normally. And I normally enjoy it midday.
There you go. Yeah. I didn't know what that was, but since I follow you, I was like, what is this carajillo? Then I looked it up.
Yeah, no,
good.
my heart's very weak to like caffeine. I can't really do it.
Start pumping.
Yep. All right, guys. So we're going straight into current events. Did you guys hear about there was a guy in downtown Hermosa Beach. I guess they were at a bar or something. Some guy walked in with a red hat that had a couple words, something about "Make America Something." So some guy approached him, asked him to take the hat off. The guy didn't take it off, so of course he was on the floor a few seconds later. So the guy took the hat and he ran out. I think like 2 days later, they found the guy in Winnetka, California, and of course he got charges. What do you guys think about that?
He was charged for
Assault and robbery.
What did he rob?
The hat.
The hat?
Oh,
Yeah.
the hat.
The hat? The MAGA hat? It was a MAGA
Yeah.
hat? Yeah.
What do you guys think about that?
Oh, it's just so many stuff happening in politics. It's just interesting to see how people are so vested in all that,
Right.
you know?
I think it's just dumb that made the news, man.
Yeah.
Like, why
You know,
is that in the news?
Me personally, I don't care about the hat, so I wouldn't let it affect me. So I mean,
Right.
the guy, he got charges, so you already know he's
Mhm.
going to do time for that.
Yeah.
Does that bother you guys, or how do you guys feel about a hat? I mean, just a hat itself.
I mean, I think people just take too many things too personal.
Mm-hmm.
And when you get a little older, I think you don't let things bother you so much. Something like a hat,
Right.
you know. But I don't know. I mean, personally, I wouldn't have been, you
Yeah.
know, too fond of doing anything over a
Yeah,
hat.
it's not no big of a deal.
And then onto other news, we all know about the whole 6ix9ine, Tekashi 6ix9ine. You know, he went on court and testified. You know, I think he's looking at 40+ years, so he's trying to do whatever he can and lower the sentence. So after that, everything came out. People were making fun of him. Recently, I think it was yesterday, the rapper 2 Chainz was in New York City, and there was a big, the globos that especially like they use a lot in New York, like for the parade. It was a big old rat. So 2 Chainz was sitting next to it, talking about he's next to 6ix9ine or whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, what do you guys think about that?
About Tekashi 6ix9ine?
No, I mean, or just even making fun of him.
Oh, making fun of him? Oh, man. I mean, he. What else do you expect? I mean, they're gonna go after him for doing that.
But it seems like they have nothing else to do. You know, they have nothing better to do but to make fun of any situation that they're put in.
I saw it
saying
more of
that-
a publicity stunt for 2 Chainz because no one hadn't talked about him for especially in social media for a while. So I guess he just took advantage of the opportunity.
Good publicity, bad
Yep.
publicity, still publicity.
Well, because everybody was sharing it, and it's like Tekashi. I mean, I don't.
Tekashi though.
Yeah, but I mean, he's not the first to talk. I mean, if you want into music, he's not the first to talk.
No, who else? I don't know.
I can't even say, but if you do your research,
Yeah.
especially in hip hop, where everyone's supposed to be a thug and a gangster.
Right.
You know, he's not the first.
No.
And if you do the research, they're like real big guys. They're still respecting the game right now.
Really.
That has phase sentence, and they walk away, or they get arrested, and 2-3 hours later, they're released with no charges. It's not because of the lawyers.
Right.
So think about that, guys.
Hip hop mafia.
Right. Well, yeah. Even in the Sinaloa cartels and stuff, they're ratting each other out too.
Yeah.
Right.
And
they're
these
not
are
even
these are
doing
real
it
men
right.
in real power.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. What else you
movies,
got, Mollies?
the Joker, the movie The Joker's coming out. I guess they're trying to do it in certain theaters where I guess they're trying to do like an age limit. So I guess if you're 18, 19, you still have to be accompanied by a parent.
Mm-hmm.
They're worried about the, where it could lead it, where the movie could lead,
Right.
because there's been a
heard-
couple of like terrorist attacks or
Yeah.
people are saying, they're taking the Joker character too serious.
Really.
They have. There's been some shootings in like movie theaters, I think, in
Right.
the Midwest or East Coast or something like that. This is what I've heard, and they don't want to show the movie. Or there's certain cities, like smaller cities in the Midwest, I think, that are not showing the movie because of the violence that they've had. But honestly, I mean, in my opinion, you're segregating people from the right to go to a movie theater and watch a movie that's out. But I mean, if you're the owner of the movie theater and you choose not to show it, then that's your right too.
Yeah.
I mean, because the crazies are going to be crazy regardless.
Yeah. Right.
I mean,
I-
they don't need a movie. As we've seen, they'll go into
Yeah.
Walmart and
I think more than anything, they feel like they don't want to encourage them.
Right.
If they're already crazy and they're already doing stuff like that, it's like, why encourage you to be a little bit more crazy? But I mean, it comes with the R rating, I assume.
Right.
And if you don't want your kids to go, then don't take them.
And then we have Joaquin Phoenix, who's like an amazing actor.
Right.
Love
And
him.
I feel like he takes his roles to another level.
Mm-hmm.
He's the one that made me sort of, go back and listen to Johnny Cash.
Okay. Yeah.
So I mean, what I mean by him acting,
Yeah.
Gladiator.
yeah,
He was awesome in that.
He
You know-
must have done a good job in that Joker because I mean Heath Ledger did a hell of a job,
yeah.
and if they're saying Joaquin did a good job, it must have been like
I mean, I seen the trailer and it just seems like he's bringing more. He's making it look like a real character, like
Yeah.
not even a character, more of a person.
it's well the movies
And it's supposed to be the start of the
before
Joker.
how he turned
How
into
he
Joker.
turned into how he
Right.
turned into the Joker.
Uh-huh.
So I think that's where
Yep.
that comes from. I don't remember the Heath Ledger. I mean, I remember how good it was. I just don't remember the whole storyline.
Right.
He
But I
did it.
think
He
he
did
was
it.
already the Joker
Yeah, he was
in
the
the
Joker
movie.
already.
Yeah.
right.
Because with Joaquin Phoenix, it seems like the makeup is not even makeup. Like it's on his skin. I don't know if that even makes sense. Like that's his skin color.
Really?
It doesn't even look like makeup. So I'm excited to see it. What
Yeah.
about you guys?
Oh yeah.
I can't wait to see it.
Yeah.
I want to get my popcorn and
Mm-hmm.
get over there.
And kids,
Especially because I'm not into like the Marvel movies and all that stuff, but I like the Joker's Batman stuff because it's like very like psychological thrillers almost, like
Right.
it makes you think.
and then kids are they're spoiled. I mean, well, Rafa's the oldest of all three of us.
Are you
But-
the less spoiled?
Yeah.
No, but
I think I'm the oldest.
you go to like when we were kids or teenagers, we used to go to movie theater and all you got was popcorns and a soda,
Mhm.
and that was it.
Oh, now you get
And
beer,
now
drinks, mimosas.
You're getting actual like meals, like depending on what theaters you go
And
to.
they take it to you.
And
Yeah,
they bring it
they'll,
to
they'll
you.
bring it to you, and then the seats is not those regular seats. They have sort of ¿cómo se llama?
Like
Recliners?
a lazy boy.
They have recliners.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And you know what? I love going to like iPick and doing all that stuff, but then you get way too comfortable and I will fall asleep.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, I've just eaten a really good meal. I'm having a bunch of drinks. Halfway through the movie, I'm just like,
Yeah.
wow, am I up?
Yeah.
I fell asleep through that car movie. I forget.
Fast and Furious stuff.
No, the one with the bumblebee. But I forget the name of it.
Transformers.
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 I fell asleep through that, and it was all action packed, and all because that chair
You're
is
too
way
comfortable.
too comfortable. Yeah. So
I
it's
mean,
nice. I love it, but
It helps,
I
it's
fell
like
especially
you
when
gotta be like a little uncomfortable so
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
you don't fall asleep.
Right.
You
I fell
know?
asleep on watching Hustler, the J-Lo movie.
Oh no way.
And J-Lo was in it. Still fell asleep.
And she was so good in it. I
Yeah.
love that movie. I love that movie.
It was really good.
And it seems like it's got a message at, I really like the ending part. I don't know did you watch
no,
it?
I didn't watch it.
Yeah.
It's because they're sharks.
Yeah,
They're
because they're
sharks.
sharks.
Right?
Yeah, it was definitely a connect. I mean, that movie is, I recommend you watch
It's
it.
really cool.
Yeah, the end of the movie was really good.
So, guys, speaking of J-Lo, you guys heard about the Super Bowl halftime?
Mm-hmm.
J-Lo and Shakira.
J-Lo and Shakira.
Shakira and Pitbull.
People too.
Oh,
Yeah,
Pitbull?
Pitbull.
Okay.
What do you guys think about that? I mean, I just heard you a minute ago. You're really into football. What do you think? I mean, what do you think?
Three
I guess-
TVs, yeah.
I mean, not on the entertainment side, but as a fan of football, to watch these guys perform. What do you think?
I think if you're a sports fan, for me, I enjoy both. If I'm at Super Bowl, I don't get to watch the commercials. But if I get to watch it on TV, then I enjoy football, I enjoy the commercials, and I enjoy the halftime show. But I have a cousin, and she knows nothing about sports, but she will go with me to any sporting event. And a couple years back, she hosted Super Bowl at her house, and her main focus was Beyonce. Beyonce was the halftime show. So it's a complete production, and it's really a holiday for us.
Right.
I mean, at least for me, it is.
What do you think, Rafa?
I think it's great, especially that they're two Latinas, That's really good.
Well, I mean, I thought you guys were going to catch that. Why is it that they have three Latinos? Sorry. Why do they have three Latinos performers?
Bienvenido
trying
a
to-
Miami.
No, because I feel they were trying to get the attention of the Latinos because, we're the biggest consumers. So that's the way I saw it.
Where's the Super Bowl at Miami?
Miami.
Oh, well, yeah, that makes sense, right?
Yeah, not just that. I actually saw something yesterday. I don't know if it was social media or the news or somewhere. And somebody made a comment about, I don't think Shakira should be there. J-Lo can do it all by herself. She can handle her own. So I don't know about that.
Yeah, I think it's
I
dumb.
think the more the merrier.
I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
they consulted with each other. Okay, J-Lo, Shakira's going to be here. Are you cool with that? It's fine. Shakira, same things. J-Lo. Okay, let's do it. Like, just other people talking and saying.
I just feel that
It's all publicity, yeah.
I just feel it's two different energies. Pitbull, he's known, you need energy, you need,
But see, Pitbull collaborated with both, so he's
so he'll know how to work with them.
I don't think J-Lo and Shakira have done anything together. This is probably their first appearance, but I know Shakira has done something with everybody, all the collaborations nowadays, it's like artists don't really put out records anymore. They just put out singles.
Singles.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So we're going to take a quick commercial break. And after this, we're going to come back. And she's going to talk to us a little bit more about what she does and why she does it. So stay tuned.
All right, guys, we're back. And so we're going to talk with Lizzie now. Let us know a little bit about yourself. A ver. Okay.
So, Lizzie, tell us,
Yes.
where were you born? Where were you raised?
I was born in the Palm Springs area. I moved to LA when I was 10, and I've lived here since then. So I live locally in this community, and I have a nonprofit organization called Journey of Love and Hope. And we do, we are now doing more things in the community. where in the beginning we only were helping an orphanage in Ensenada.
Okay. So tell us, what kind of help were you providing in Ensenada?
So there's about 100 children in this orphanage in Ensenada, and they need everything. I mean, not just love and hugs and all that, but you've got little ones that are, a month old, and then you have teens, boys, girls, the things that we take for granted and, that we have every single day, like soaps, shampoo,
Toilet
toothpaste,
paper? Yeah.
these kids lack. So the reason I started going is one of my friends invited me. Well, he didn't invite me. He actually told me, my aunt's going to go to this orphanage for Dia de Reyes. And she normally asks her friends if they want to sponsor some children. You have to spend about $50, get an outfit, get a toy, put it in a bag, and then you can give it to me, and I'll give it to her. She'll take it on your behalf. And I said, that sounds like cool. Like, why don't I do it? I'm gonna do it. So I said, okay, cool. I'm gonna do it. I've never met his aunt before. He's my friend for many, many years, but never met his aunt. I didn't know anything about the charity or what she was doing out there. So I agreed to do it. And I said, you know what, Chris, I'll do it. Sign me up for 10. I'll sponsor 10 children, but I want to go. Can I go? And he says, yeah, you can go. Just meet my aunt in Ensenada or in Rosarito, and then you guys go together from there. So we just kind of got in touch. I went shopping. I took my daughter because I involve her in everything I do. So we went shopping. I got my list, and I remember I said, give me 5 boys and 5 girls. So we went shopping, bought all the clothes, bought all the shoes, bought all the gifts, did all the stuff we needed to do for the, the requirements that were done. Drove to Rosarito to meet his aunt, Norma. Her name is Norma. And she is so nice. She was like, ay, mija, qué bueno que viniste. We're going to have a great time. Follow us because the road is long and windy. So we had some breakfast in Rosarito, and then we got on our way. We went to Ensenada, got to the orphanage, and these kids were just so happy to see us. I had never seen so many smiles. I was like, wow, okay, cool. Like, I'm a stranger, and these kids are embracing me. They're welcoming me into their home, even though it's an orphanage and they share everything, it's their home. So got there, we started cooking, we started playing, we started just having an amazing time. I felt right at home. We gave them their gifts. We spent some quality time with them. And then I had a conversation with her right before we left because we didn't go in the same car. So I wasn't going to be able to talk to her on my way home. And I said, I'm so happy. Thank you so much for allowing me to join you guys on this trip. And I asked her how long she'd been going. And she said, I've been coming here for, more than 5 years. And I said, and how often do you come? And she says, well, normally just about once a year. And I looked at her and I said, well, I want to come back in 3 months and do it all over again. So I came home. I called my friend Chris and I said, thank you so much for introducing me to your aunt. I love it. I'm going to go back. You have to go with me on my next trip. He's like, yeah, sure. So I come back and then I just start planning. I mean, in talking to the kids, I found out, you find out so many things and so many things that we lack because we have everything we need. Look at this, it's like, these kids have to share shoes and, some of them have to share beds, they share everything. They share a dining room table. So I came home and I said, you know what, let's plan a trip and we'll bring a box of essentials. We'll do like just the most essential things like shampoo, conditioner, lice, shampoo. They all have lice, it's sad. But so I did. And then I told a few friends and I said, hey, so we're going to take 100 boxes of essentials and kind of separated the kids and my partner, Vanessa. We made a list and decided, okay, we're going to buy this, we're going to buy this, we're going to put this, we're going to separate the boxes between, girls under 10, girls over 10, boys under 10. So, everybody's got different needs at different ages. So we cater to those kids. We went back. We, brought a speaker, brought music. These kids love to dance. They love to be happy. They love to talk and, just have somebody there. Think about, you're a dad. Think about, how many times you hug your kids in one day. These kids have like one caregiver for, say, 35 kids. So imagine that caregiver hugging 35 kids every single day.
Right.
I just don't think that happens for them, So it was nice going back. And then every time after that, now I go about 8-9 times a year.
Oh, wow.
And every time I've been, since I started going, it's a different theme. One year or one time that I've been, I asked one of the little boys, I'm like, hey, so when's your birthday? And he looked at me with the sweetest smile and said, I don't know, but the director's walking by. Let me ask him. He has my paperwork in his office. He'll tell you when my birthday is. So I was like, no way. You don't know your birthday is? I came back home. Vanessa and I talked, and I said, we need to have a birthday party. It's going to be all our birthday parties. We're going to have a birthday party, and it's going to be birthday for you, for me, for all of us. So we did, and we got cupcakes, and we put everybody's name on it. Everybody, you had your own personal cupcake. I mean, it wasn't a big giant cake that you can cut, bite, whatever, but everybody had a cupcake, including us, the volunteers, the staff, the kids, and we all celebrated our birthday that day. So that was an awesome experience. Another one that pops up and stands out, last year in June we went and we celebrated World Cup. So we had a soccer party. We brought jerseys, Mexico jerseys for everybody, the kids, the staff, us, and we hired an entertainer. We had a bunch of fun, literally a soccer party. We had Russia World Cup in Ensenada. It was fun. And every time we go, we cook. We cook for them. We entertain them. We spend time with them. There's 13 kids that are special needs. So they have, they love to do art. And every time I go back, they show me, I take them things, canvases, paint, all that. And when I go back, they show me the stuff that they work on. And it's like, those are the kinds of things that fill your soul. Yes. Not everybody has a giving heart. Not everybody has a mentality of charity or things like that. And it's okay. You have to do it because it comes from your heart to do it, not because somebody else is asking you to do it. I invite everybody. And, I've had people come and say, you know what? Thank you for inviting me. I went. I'm never going back again. It's too much for me. It's too emotional. I can't handle it. And I have had people say, invite me again. I want to go. I want to experience that. So it's good, and now we're planning our very next trip coming up in January. So always planning, always doing something when it comes to the kids. That's not all the charity does, or the organization, but with regards to the kids in Ensenada, we plan it out, we make it an event, and we just go all out with them. And my mom tells me, ay, mija, braid your hair when you go, because you don't want to get lice. You're hugging. I know you're hugging. And then I am thinking to myself, Mom, if you only knew, I'm on the floor rolling around with these kids because it's my nature. Yes. Like, that's what I want to do. If they want to play on the floor, I want to play on the floor. Right. And my mom, she's just your typical Mexican mom. Like, I said, you know what, Mom? If I get lice, I'll come home, I'll wash my hair with the lice shampoo, and I'm sure you'll help me take the lice out. Right. She's like, okay, sí, ve. Ve a revolcarte con los niños a la tierra.
That's funny. That's priceless, right?
Yeah,
The
definitely.
I've gone a couple of times. There's another organization. They're gonna hate me. I can't recall the name. They go to downtown LA, and they feed the homeless. What they do is
Is it us? We feed the homeless in downtown.
no, no me acuerdo. The guy that organized, se llama Cesar.
And then all
and
of a
then-
sudden,
And then
and all of a sudden we got drinks.
appear
So
magically.
yeah, magically by
Yeah.
I'm starting a cult.
Magic
a
and
Carajillo
TV.
cult. So
No,
Lizzie did us these wonderful drinks.
Yeah.
Carajillo. What are they?
they're
Lizzie?
called Carajillo. And it's a shot of espresso and a shot of licor 43 over ice. Enjoy.
Yes.
The last time I had a shot of espresso, I was driving home without a shirt. Y traía una comezón.
Comezón.
Yeah, dude, I'm telling you, I can't do this. But it's actually good.
El alcohol is well.
Yeah, el alcohol me relaja.
You got the upper and the downer
Yeah.
all in one.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so like I was saying with the homeless, there's a lot of people that I feel or we see that are just in drugs. You know, you know how that works out.
Right.
I mean, there are some functional people that can work with drugs, but hay gente que pues, pierde todo, and that's where they end up. And then you have those people taking advantage of them. They're actually there just selling drugs.
Right.
Yeah.
Because I mean, the city does provide housing for them, but I guess now it's like saturated.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff happening, and the homeless community is growing, and you're right. I mean, some of the shelters are there, and they are very specific. Where like you can't come in if you're on drugs. You can do certain things. They only have certain amount of beds. So once they reach the number of beds, then people can't go there. Or they've exhausted the number of people that they allow to come in and shower and do stuff like that. And you say that it's not for you because you see certain things that are not something that you want to see or not something that you want to process sometimes. But with the Journey of Love, we feed the homeless once a month.
Right.
And my daughter has really had no choice but to do charity because she's my daughter. But so I bring her along, and she has seen some things that I think us as parents don't want our children to see ever.
Right.
But at the same time, it's reality, and we live in this world of that isn't perfect. So I'm not trying to show my daughter the most perfect world, but this imperfect world where there are drugs, there is prostitution, there is so many things out on the street. It's like you can do what you can to help, without advocating homelessness. And I was kind of hesitant when we started doing it. Vanessa and I had a meeting and decided, like, yeah, we want to do this. Let's go feed the homeless once a month. We've had every experience that you can think of, her and I, because there's been times that it's just been her and I. There's other times where we've been with 20 people. We are consistently, right now, we have a little, consistent crowd of people that join us for feeding the homeless. And I'm very, 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 always advocating children and the youth to get involved.
Right.
In this day and age, all the kids are stuck to the phone.
Right.
I always feel like this generation is a little dumb because they do the homework with Google and, all this stuff where I don't even know if these kids know what an encyclopedia is. It's like, do you guys read? Like, what do how are you smart? Because you don't look good. So basically, these kids that come out and help, and you're teaching them fundamentals as far as charity, as far as show them that we're not all perfect, and show them like how lucky they are to have all the things that they have, to just have a roof over their head.
Yeah.
When
Just have the lights on.
yeah, these people have none of that. So when we go out, and like I said, I was mentioning how Vanessa and I have had every type of experience. I don't think there's been a time that we have taken the same item of food. We've been feeding the homeless, I think, for over a year and a half now. And we do it once a month. We just pick a date and then we do it. And sometimes we name it something like, meals and socks, and then we'll bring socks.
Right.
We're kind of planning something for November where we're going to bring raincoats. So food and meals and raincoats. But anyway, the whole idea of coming out and bringing something else, and we bring something different to eat. We have had times where when we first started and we weren't planning it very well, we thought, you know what? Let's go to McDonald's and buy 200 burgers. We'll buy 100 burgers and 100 cheeseburgers. So, we bring coolers and water and drinks and, snacks, chips, all that. We get to downtown and we're so excited because now, we've got food to give away. We start giving out the food and literally somebody says, "Oh, is this a cheeseburger?" "Yeah, this is a cheeseburger." "I don't like cheeseburgers." Throws it in the floor, like throws it back at you and says, "I don't like cheese on my burgers. I don't want it." And walks away. And
But
then
see, we go back into it where because there's people with mental health.
Yeah.
So, alguien, for example, just walks into a situation must be like, fucking rude guy or whatever it is.
and it's
But in
not
reality, you have to
Mhm.
understand where they're coming from, and muchos de ellos because of falta de medicación, pretty much medication. It's just
not that there isn't a big problem with mental health, but some of these people have had no choice but to grow that tough skin where they no longer know that they're being rude. It's
Right.
just natural for them
Right.
because they live in a, like a
they're on the streets.
They're-
They have to
yeah.
go-
dog eat dog grow world where it's like you look back and they took your blanket.
Right.
Yeah.
And this is essential for them. So when they don't like something, they're just very vocal about it. And, we've learned not to take it personal.
Right.
But, again, even the people that are out there trying to help, sometimes we get attacked or we get, food thrown back at us,
Really?
So
Yeah.
Lizzie, let me ask you: Have you gotten in touch with the city, with the politicians for help, or have you reached out to them, or have they reached out to you?
I've had a few people reach out to me recently, and if you, Rafa knows me a little bit more, but I've always been doing charity. I've had this organization for many years, but I didn't always have the time to do it full time. I've taken a little bit of time to do it more full time to try and grow a little bit more. So now I've had a little bit more time to be available to reach out to politicians, to reach out to big corporations, advocates for homeless people, for orphans, for just different things. Now that we are doing more things in the community and having people get involved, and interesting, I got a message from Janice Hahn. So there's a lot of people that see what's going on and they want to get involved. A lot of people say, "Oh, do you guys take pictures so you can feel better about yourself, so you can feel better about doing charity?" And my answer is always, I love to document the things that we do so that other people can see and get inspired, or other people can see and say, "Hey, you know what? I can't go, but I want to help."
Mhm.
Like, today I had somebody say, "Hey, I'm going to be in your area. I got a box of plasticware for you for your next Feeding the Homeless. I want to drop it off." Never met him, never been to one of our events. But hey, so it's that type of impact that we want to make, not necessarily that we are trying to get credit or get recognized for the things that we do, because we're going to do them whether we're on camera or behind the camera. But more than anything, to raise awareness to the real, life struggles that are happening. This last month that we went to downtown on Skid Row, which was September, uh, I talked to a lady, and we brought for this meal, we brought like a chicken salad, and it was really good. So we have a really good friend, Chef Zoe, who helps us, and he, if he's in town, he will make the meals. He's always working, always doing stuff, and he's out of town right now. So I don't know if he'll be back in town by the time that we need to make our next meal. But
we know a lot of chefs. We might
yeah,
get
Yeah, we could plug
this
you in.
lady,
somebody.
she gets her meal and she starts eating it. She takes off. She comes back and she says, "Can I have another one?" And so her and I start talking, and she says, this reminds me of when I used to be able to go to Olive Garden.
Oh, wow.
And when she said that, I looked at her and I said, "How long have you been out here?" And I think she said 4 years.
Wow.
So she's been homeless for 4 years, and it's like wake up early, go to a place to shower, go in the streets, do whatever they have to do, whether they're on drugs or getting money for the drugs, and just losing everything. She said, "I had a home, I had a husband, and now I have none of it." And I didn't want to ask. Yeah, I always feel like if somebody wants to tell you their story, they'll tell you. Just like the kids at the orphanage tell you their stories and all that. But it's not always so pleasant. And, where I'm not a counselor, I'm not prepared in that way to, I mean,
Well,
I've been
I
told
have-
stories and I'm just like, how do I respond to this? How do I do this? And you try to be as open-minded as possible when listening to other people's stories and struggles. Yeah.
So, Lizzie, we have through Nopal Azul, we have a couple of friends, chefs, that we could actually consider calling them friends.
Yeah.
We also have counselors, so we'll talk off camera and whatever we can do to help. But what if
So we want to make it a little bit more personal. So I always encourage the youth to come in and say, "Hey, come in on a Saturday, watch football, and decorate some bags for the homeless." We put together the meals. We head out, spend some time out there, talk to people. A lot of the same people, repetitively are there. So it's sad, but it's fulfilling in many ways because, I'm so lucky to come home and have a warm meal, or
Yeah.
I'm so lucky to come home and open the pantry and grab a snack. These people have none.
Yeah.
Right.
This
they don't know
last time
when the next meal is coming?
they don't know.
Right.
Yeah. And if, like I said, if they don't get lucky to get to a shelter that is serving food that night and they run out, they run out. Like,
Yeah.
that's it. You don't get to eat for the night. So
Right.
it's nice to be able to do that. And for those people that are interested in helping and interested in getting involved, if we had more volunteers, if we had more people interested and involved, we'd obviously do it more often than once a month. So it's more about the time,
Right,
right.
the time that we donate, the time that we give. It's definitely the best gift that you can give anybody because
Mhm.
we can't live today again tomorrow. So the time that I give you, the time that you give me now, it's precious.
Right,
It's
right.
we don't get it back. So, and that is one of the reasons that I'm always so pushy with all the kids, be these kids that come out now that are so actively doing this with us every month. I talk to them and I just ask, like, how do you feel? Like, do you like doing this? We love it. We love coming here. And, shout out to the parents that
Right.
bring them and
Right.
allow them to see that not so perfect world and expose them to that, because we've got a little baby girl that, she's barely talking, but she's out there. She's out there in her journey shirt and she's helping her brothers and her parents. And, my daughter's out there and she's, like I said, she's had no choice. She's been doing charity since she was little. But last year, she just got home one day, the kid that's just got a mind of her own, and said, by the way, I'm helping 31 families at school in my community. So we need to put together 31 meals in a bag. And I'm like, and when do you need to turn this in? She's like, in 3 days. So in 3 days, we had to shop. We had to make 31 bags, meals, and I mean, I could have easily been upset and said, "Hey, you can't just be making
Yeah,
these
you
type of
can't be
decisions. You're
volunteering.
15."
Yeah, do stuff.
But I was so proud of her, and whenever I can, I tell the story because, all these parents that bring their kids to feeding the homeless or to the orphanage or anything like that, and like I said, allow them to see that not so perfect world that we try to, give our kids and show our kids, like, here's a phone, here's an iPad, here's a TV, here's everything you need. Um, so they really are there for them, showing them they are our future leaders. They're going to be the future of this country. And if we don't show them, culture and charity and,
Right.
self-love and care, like, we're not going to really
Yeah.
get anywhere. We're going to
Everybody's
continue to
everybody's
crumble.
with this Instagram stuff. Everybody's just about themselves. Like
Yeah.
themselves.
Where's the future for your organization, or where do you see yourself? Let's just say in 5 years.
Well, the future of the nonprofit is obviously we're going to start to get more involved with the community. We're going to start doing more things within our community. Essentially, my goal for the next year or so is to start a scholarship fund. So where we give scholarships to children in high school that are interested in the arts. So if I think a lot of times these kids are not exposed. They are talented, but they're not pushed. They are, they've got tons of creativity, but they are not, encouraged either by the parents or by the school. So if we can come in and say, hey, apply for this scholarship, like, we're gonna do this, that, the other, and maybe bring in, some artists, start doing more things within the community and in the arts. And I want to do something like that because my daughter is an artist. So I feel, she's been exposed to it. She's been always allowed to say, yeah, I want to sing today. I want to dance. I want to be, an anchor for my school. I want to do different things, and to be able to say, yeah, go ahead and do it. I think some kids don't have that. So in our future, we want to be able to, do scholarship funds for children, and obviously still continue to be involved within the community, still go feed the homeless, still go to the orphanage and get more involved. Found an organization that is building homes in Mexico and in Baja. So in our future, in our very near future, we would love to have Journey of Love come out and build a home, So more than anything, a part of growing and a part of getting more involved is getting everybody else involved, because, it's nice to say, Rafa, I really like what you're doing. Your podcast is super cool, but I'm really not supporting it. I'm not telling everybody else about it. I'm enjoying it myself, and I'm being a little selfish or whatever,
And same for your organization. We all go through hard time, so maybe you can't afford to donate, but what are you doing Saturday morning?
Time, right?
Your time. You can actually just go down there.
Absolutely.
And,
Volunteer.
Volunteer your time, volunteer to help. And if you can't, if you have a problem, dealing with the people, you can, aunque sea, apoyar a cuidar a los muchachos,
Yeah.
Because it's dangerous out there. I mean,
Yeah.
me ha tocado ir a mí, and I've seen people, como te digo, están en la línea and they don't like the food, or the temperature of the coffee is not cold or hot enough, and
Right.
they go, aunque sea, pues estás ahí para cuidar.
We've got, we haven't officially announced, but we've got a calendar of events for the rest of the year, kind of, sort of set up. So October 15th will be our Feeding the Homeless. Still trying to figure out what we're going to make.
Okay.
It's not a big deal. We'll
So
figure
October
something out.
15th, we're looking at, what is that, next Saturday?
It's going to be on a Tuesday.
On Tuesday.
It's Tuesday.
Alright,
It's
so
on a
guys,
Tuesday.
look, you guys can contact, you can go on Instagram, NOPALAZUL, or you can go directly to her, and
Yeah.
what is the Instagram?
Journey of Love and Hope.
Okay,
Mhm.
and anything helps.
Right.
Absolutely. Yeah.
You got $10, go buy 10, maybe 5 toothbrushes, 5 toothpaste, toilet paper, anything, lo
Yeah.
básico, deodorant si se puede,
Hand sanitizers.
anything
Yeah.
helps.
Yeah, and anything helps. And if you want to donate food items, if you want to make monetary donations, we have a Venmo. At Journey LH is our Venmo.
We'll put that up, right? All that stuff.
And you guys can share our posts and stuff like that. That's
Yeah.
always helpful.
Yeah.
Spreading the word more than anything, to be able to raise awareness more.
Yes.
Yeah.
From this interview, I did hear earlier, I could hear your passion for it. It's really good. Like, say that you're doing, this is your calling, right?
Absolutely.
All right? Like, I like that. It's okay, you're doing what you love,
Yeah.
right? What were you doing before this? Like,
I've
because you're going full time now, right?
I've been
Right.
doing it full time for a
Uh-huh.
few months. I've allowed myself to be able to do that. But I've been in the real estate industry for most of my life. I'm a risk taker and do a bunch of other things, and do different projects, different consulting things. But yeah, this is definitely my calling. This is
Right.
definitely something I'd love to do full time. I would love to be able to, not do charity part time, because it is something I want to do. And I'm excited about it. I'm always excited about it.
Yes.
I wake
You
up
can
and
hear
think,
it.
how am I going to do? What am I going to do today?
You could definitely hear it.
But, waking up and being grateful for the things that you have, waking up and knowing that you're healthy enough to be able to help someone else, and even if it's just that smile at Starbucks in the morning that you give somebody, you're already gifting them something positive.
Yeah.
So the radiating the good vibes
Mhm.
is essential, I think,
Yeah.
for anybody.
And you're helping the kids, you're helping the homeless, like you're giving them stuff, but they're feeding you.
Oh, they're feeding me.
They're-
They are definitely feeding me. There's
For
something
sure.
very special about doing things. It's like doing something for somebody that can never repay you.
Mhm.
So, most people go out and do things because, hey, Rafa, you're gonna owe me a favor later,
Mhm.
because this is what I did. So I'm gonna call you later and, charge you for that favor. But you do things for these homeless people. What are they gonna do for you? Sometimes, like the people in the orphanage, the homeless, anybody. Some people just need to have a conversation because it's fulfilling to them. They don't have that. They fight all day to be alive because they're on the street somewhere. They fight for the next meal. They fight for the next $5 to buy their drugs. Whatever it is that they're fighting for, they're fighting all the time. And sometimes, you just need to have a conversation. That 5-minute conversation with somebody about how they remembered going to Olive Garden can just, you go back home and you think, wow, I could go to Olive Garden if I wanted to, and I haven't in 5 years. This lady would love to go, and she can't. Efforts to give back to our community, Journey of Love is having a turkey giveaway. That's happening the weekend before Thanksgiving in the city of Paramount. And we are giving away 500 turkeys with canned goods. We are going to do it at a friend's barbershop, RC's barbershop in Paramount. And he's going to do free haircuts. We're going to have a DJ, food, entertainment. This is happening from 9 to 12 on November 23rd. I'm sorry, the Sunday, the 24th. November 24th is the day that we're going to do the turkey giveaway. And you don't have to be in need. You don't have to be homeless. You don't have to be, you can have a turkey at home and say you're going to expect more family. Come grab another turkey. So this is efforts in giving back and saying thank you and being thankful for everything that we have. So we want to give back to our community and our surrounding.
You have this covered. or
No, not
we
yet.
don't need
We are still in the process of fundraising, hopefully,
okay. How
um,
do we do that?
to do that. So we're planning a fundraising event. It's still in the works, so I don't have a date yet, but we're trying to see if we can plan something. Maybe have like a comedy night somewhere and do an event to do some fundraising. Maybe have some like a silent auction for that day. So, if anybody wants to donate any items, that we can donate, raffle off to help with the organization. Turkeys are approximately $12, and we're buying about 500 of them. And tote bags and putting together an event like that. So we're looking at close to $10,000 maybe or so. So we're
We'll be posting that up
yeah,
Yeah,
on
of
the
course.
page as
But
more
we're not
details
forget-
come out,
yeah.
events and all that.
Yeah. So we have that. We do an annual toy drive event every year. And I believe this year our toy drive event will be in December, on the 12th of December. And the venue will be announced later, but we do this every year. And what we do is we get gifts to take to the orphanage on our next visit, which is January the 4th. It's our next official visit. We're going to be celebrating Dia de los Reyes with the orphan children. And then the gifts that we have collected, we are also doing a toy drive within the community. We did it last year, and we partnered up with Local Hearts Foundation in Long Beach. Great organization. They do that every year. They've been doing that for a long time. And we partnered up with them to help and support their event. It wasn't our event, it was theirs. But we brought toys. We donated our toys, our excess toys from the toy drives that we had, and from all the generous people that donated a toy. So, we'll have that. And like I said, if you guys know me, you guys have my number, you guys know where I live. People always call me, in December and say, hey, I've got some gifts, I'm dropping them off. Oh, you're not home, I'm gonna leave them on the porch. So, I'm always thankful and grateful for all those people. And the thing that shines about Journey of Love is that we don't have 100 million events and fundraise money and then you don't see where it goes.
Right.
So
Very
if we do a fundraising event, or if we say, hey, do you want to sponsor a child, we're going to do this or we're going to do that, a couple weeks later you see where your money went. So we're not we are nonprofit. We are definitely nonprofit. Yes.
We're actually out of time. We're like a minute remaining.
Hold on.
We want to thank you